Welcome, everybody, to yet another goddamn horror podcast. I am one of your hosts. I am Ryan Danley, coming to you from it's like spit and rain a little bit. We're bringing the weather back.
Weather time.
Weather time. We've had a request. We've had a request for weather, so weather's coming back. Portland, kind of cold, like a little rainy. And it's kind of the time of year that I kind of wish that it was starting to get a little nicer out. But the daffodils are coming up in our yards because we have yards in Portland. Jonas, what do you think about the weather in Flatbush? Or excuse me, Bushwick.
It's cold. Like, it was cold today. It was cold yesterday. The weather in New York has been very bipolar lately. Like, it's just going up and down. Like, we had a damn near like late spring, almost early summer day, like 2 days ago. And then today it was back to being down into like the low 40s and stuff. But yesterday, like, there was freezing rain. Like, I don't know. Like, the environment is fucked in New York. It has no idea what to do.
Right.
It's a mess. It was beautiful for the most part, except it did get a little cold and rainy. But that, man, I don't know. Yesterday it was crisp but nice out. I went for a walk all day. It was wonderful.
How many miles apart is Flatbush and Bushwick?
2.5, 3, something like that. Maybe a little bit more.
So it's not different weather.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes you can literally go 2 miles down the road and you've got completely different weather than you do in the different neighborhoods. It's weird. It's very weird like that.
It's just thrown off, I think, because the buildings block out the weather on that side. If you're walking, like, right. It's hard to see, like, that. I don't know. Like, you could always tell there was a storm in Vermont. If there was a storm in Vermont, it was a storm in Vermont. Like, if it was in Vermont. Like, but New York, even the next, there's just, I don't know. There's so many buildings. Maybe you just can't see.
I kind of want to, I kind of interested in doing like an entire podcast called There's a Storm in Vermont. And it's just like, deep New England. Like, yep. I think, that weird stoic thing that, like, really, it's Maine, but it starts in Vermont. You know what I mean? Like, where
that sounds like Stephen King wrote The fucking Lighthouse. That's what that sounds like.
Yep. There's a storm coming. Yep. There's a storm in Vermont. Yeah. And that's it. That's it. That's the whole deal.
That was the miniseries Storm of the Century. That's what that was. It's just some fucking weird dude named Andre Lenoge shows up. It's just like, now everybody's a demon. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, we have an awesome guest today. I'm super excited. This is a really fun, different type of show we're doing. We have one of my good friends, Eliel, here, Eliel Lucero, who I've known for. Hi, Eliel. I've known Eliel for a long time. We used to live on the same floor up the street, and we hung out a lot. And then so I was like, hey. You should quiz us in horror, because he's like, I love your podcast. I want to come on and stuff. I was like, I got this thing from my little brother this Christmas. It was a Trivial Pursuit horror game. So I was like, fuck, I'm getting Eliel down here and he's going to run the game for us. And we're going to see who out of three of us are horror, is the horror expert, I guess. I don't know. We've done this before and I lost.
Or if you know the questions to these questions, which I don't think makes you an expert or not expert, but it makes you an expert in trivia, not in horror. You know what I mean? They're two different things, being an expert in horror and being an expert in trivia. Some people are really bad at trivia, but really good at, like, that one that where the thing happened and this happened, but they can't tell you the second AD's name and shit like that. Like,
right. Yeah,
I got in a Twitter fight with somebody today about horror, and I'm pretty sure that they probably gave me shit or something like that. I'd be like, this guy thinks he's a fucking horror expert. Like, that's probably something that happened when I was in that Twitter fight today.
You imagine it was like John Carpenter's like shadow account and shit. And just
fuck.
Shit's a Carpenter.
That'd be cool.
I know. I ruined my whole fucking career.
Right. I'd love it. I'd love it if Carpenter was just sitting around. That's what he was doing in his spare time. Was just like
I'm just gonna start
toasting randoms on Twitter. He was just like, he's like, oh, you think you know shit? Let me.
If anything, it would be Cody Carpenter.
Players do that shit.
Yeah, I can see John Carpenter's son popping on there and being like, "Hey, Dad, I'm fucking with Twitter noobs again."
But wouldn't Cody Carpenter do it as John Carpenter?
Probably. Just to fuck with him. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm interested in this. I'm
definitely down for it.
Yeah, I'm way into like.
So let me tell you about the weather out here, though.
Okay.
So I live a few blocks away from Graham, and let me tell you, the sun was out today. I was up in the morning. The sun was out. It was cold, but I walked the mile. No, I took a city bike. I city biked the mile it takes to get to work, and it was gorgeous. And then I was in a building for 8 hours, and it got dark.
You know it's good weather if you're city biking it.
Yeah. Gotta be good enough for that.
Yeah.
I've never done a city bike. I almost did.
Are they the electric ones?
Some of them are electric. Some of them are.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
It's like the scooters you got out there.
Yeah.
You know, where like you scan it, you got a membership, you scan it.
Yeah.
City bikes are weird because I think they're made of the same metal that industrial tanks in the fucking military are made of. Those things are the heaviest fucking bikes that I've ever seen in my entire life. And I don't know how it is that they made them that way. Oh, yeah.
No, they did it so people wouldn't steal it. But then what happened is there's a bunch of kids that do BMX tricks on city bikes, and they're heavy as fuck, like you said. So check that out on Instagram. There's some like fun kids. They're going to skate parks with city bikes and shit.
That's ridiculous.
That's amazing.
Little turning thingies.
I'm such a fan of that. Like seriously, like
do
it, kids. You go and you give them all hell. People are like, where are all the city bikes? And those kids are like, we're fucking them up, and that's the way this is gonna be. And I give those kids the.
So we're going Dave Mirra on this shit.
Yeah, we're gonna make it right. Exactly. We're gonna make
every time I see somebody with a city bike in the subway. Like I want to give them like, seriously, I want to give them money because I'm like, you had to work for that shit. Like that was not an easy thing to do. Like you had to have the fucking balls to go past the subway attendant and be like, yeah, fuck you. I got a city bike on the subway. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. Like it just go
that's
right.
Like double.
Them. Yeah,
but that's giving the city double money.
No, you think they're gonna you think they're actually gonna pay for a fare when they have a city bike in their hands? Hell no, they're not gonna do that.
Yeah, that door got open. You're right.
Yeah, because they're not jumping the turnstile with it, so they're gonna have to wait for the door to be opened. I think so.
I think they lift up.
Why would you pay anyway?
Yeah, dude. There's no way. They're just walking around that subway platform like nobody's fucking with the person
doing
with the city
wheelies
bike on there. Yeah, dude. They don't give a shit. I want to be that carefree about anything. Like seriously.
I wish I had that level of just.
That's called being young. That's all that is.
Oh.
I was like between like 17 and 26.
Yeah, you're right. That was like 25-year-old Jonas would have fucked with that, but me now, no, I couldn't do it.
I got to tell you, I'm going the opposite way. Like I'm like giving less of a fuck as
you're Benjamin buttoning into not giving a fuck more.
Exactly. Like I'm gonna have my teen years in my 60s where I'm like running from the cops. You know, I'll get I want a walker from the cops. You know what I mean? Like scooting along. So, all right, let's get down to this game. I want to kick these guys' ass. So first of all,
I've been training.
Big talking.
I wanted to say real quick. It was a pleasure listening to the weather talk and to asking. Like, first, it's weird because these are the same headphones I use to listen to the podcast. So it's like, oh, are they talking to me? Am I here?
You're like
it's Inception.
But I was very excited about the weather call, the weather talk, because you asked the same question I've heard you ask before. Like, how, like, is the weather really different? And it's like, it makes no sense.
We don't really know how weather works.
It does change. It does.
Yeah, it does.
It's so weird. It's so weird. You could be in one place in New York. It's like Miami. You could cross the street and to avoid the rain.
Sure.
Anyway,
I'll have my friend text me. My friend will text me from Manhattan sometimes and be like, "Yo, there's a big storm coming through." I'm like, "That shit's like 2 hours away from me. What are you doing?"
right.
Like you could outrun it. You just gotta stay 2 hours ahead. All right. So let's get this game started. So there's this die. It got colors on it, and when it's your turn, I'm gonna roll the die for you. I'll tell you what color it is. I'll read that joint. If you get the question right, you're just gonna get a point. Yeah, the instructions say that you should answer 2 in a row to get 1 card. That's kind of stupid, and we're not doing that today.
Okay,
we're just gonna go. This is a podcast. We're trying to conserve time. We're not trying to kill time with a banana.
Okay.
Shit. All right, so I'm just gonna say in the order that I see y'all: Ryan, Graham, Jonas.
Sweet.
Ryan, G, and then J. All right, cool. RGJ. Wonderful podcast, though. Sorry for the dead air. Anybody wanna place some odds on this today?
I don't know what.
Yeah, I bet everything that I win.
Yeah. I don't even have shit to bet. I mean, I have like Blu-rays and stuff, but like
I'm bad at this shit, but I had a coffee, so you don't know.
Oh man, that's bullshit, dude. You're taking performance enhancing drugs. You're usually high as shit. This isn't fair.
Yeah, both today, so we're getting into
I'm on the same train. So I bought some party favors with me. If you get a question wrong, you get. If you get a question right, you get.
Nice.
Perfect. Love it. Oh, fucking love it.
I will not play all 14 seconds every time. And this for fun.
There you go.
All right.
And once in a while, I'll just throw in a. So that's what you got to have.
Nice.
I downloaded these an hour ago. I was so excited. I was like, I thought it was time. Like, yo, production at its best. All right. So, Ryan, I'm going to roll a die. I got a green. Okay. Your question is, in Freaks 1932, what is the name of the circus strongman that the trapeze artist Cleopatra conspires with to murder Hans? Who the fuck are these people? These questions are stupid.
Wait.
Is it Mark Anthony?
Holy shit. It's not.
It's like Bobo.
Steal option. Anybody want to steal?
I got nothing on that one.
Up. All right.
Is it it's not Bobo?
Did y'all watch this movie? Did you all watch it?
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that movie in forever.
Yeah, I saw that. That's like that's on the classic run. Yeah,
it's very good.
When you're doing homework, right? Yeah. That's a homework movie. That's what I call that. It's Hercules.
Here's the thing: is that I'm
what
sober.
Is it? Hercules.
Of course, it's Hercules.
All right. I guess that makes sense. I would say, I went with Mark Anthony. You know what I mean? Because he was, Cleopatra and Mark Anthony together in real life.
Yeah, the salsa dude, Mark Anthony, right?
That's true. Yeah, exactly.
All right, I took a picture of the next one so I can read it way clearer. This is what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the time. Sorry, everyone. And we're at Graham. Graham, you got the color fuchsia. That's what I'm calling it. Which character in Pet Sematary in 1989 is not resurrected? Gage Creed, Rachel Goldman Creed, Judy Crandall, or Bill Baderman? You want me to read that again, or you got it?
No, is it Bill?
No, it's Judd. Sorry, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, I was gonna try to lie, but
Billy Baderman's like the one in the house that's like Judd tells about getting buried. They came back from the war.
Right.
Yeah. Judd. Nobody shows Judd no love.
No,
all right.
No.
Pet Sematary. What y'all think about the remake?
Nah.
I liked it more than most people, but it still wasn't very good.
Yeah, I
don't really remember it. I wasn't angry.
Listen, John Lithgow was in it, so I can't talk too much shit. But yeah, John Lithgow is pretty much untouchable.
He's pretty rad, yeah.
I think in comparison, I didn't like it, but but on its own, it was fine. I had a good time. I went with my kids.
Yeah,
at a pre-screening.
Yeah. I think the first one was kind of trash, though. But that's just an opinion.
Oh,
hot take.
Yeah.
All right, Jonas, we got purple. Oh, this is kind of a layup for you.
We'll see.
No, this is a dead ass a layup. I'm sorry, Jonas, you're just gonna win because of this question. 30 Days of Night is set in what American state?
Alaska.
There we go. 1 point for Jonas.
Yeah, that one was pretty easy. But also, listen, if I had never seen that movie, I wouldn't have known that answer. So
You might without seeing the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
'cause of
knew
the entire
because
title.
the comic,
The name.
yeah.
Yeah.
In the name, 30 Days a Night. What state does that happen?
Right.
If you were
Right.
aware of the comic or the movie, you probably would have figured it out.
Right.
Or geography.
Yeah, just Alaska at all. Like,
I guess it did really say the U.S., so yeah,
yeah.
100%.
And what state that isn't in the country?
Right.
Really? All right. I know it's a part of the country, everyone. Okay, back to Ryan. We got yellow for you. What Christian ceremony is Karen attending on the day she is murdered in Sweet Alice, 1976?
Is it like an Easter celebration?
Oh, that was close, but not really. It's that first communion.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of Easter. It's like a personal Easter.
Yeah, no,
A personal
Easter.
Jonas gets what is the simplest plot point of a very popular movie?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, listen, I got the easiest question by far.
I was like, if I'd even seen that movie in the last like 10 years, there would have been. I saw that movie last year. I wouldn't have remembered that it was the first movie, but that's cool. It's fine.
No, you got kind of fucked on that one. I'm gonna say that.
That's tough. It's good. It's fine. I'm not afraid. This means I'm due. You know what I mean?
That's right.
I'm actually point shaving.
Yeah.
Graham, I got another easy one, but it's not really. That's a lie. Completely a
perfect.
Lie. What actor appeared in both The Invisible Man 1933 and The Werewolf 1941?
Holy shit.
Y'all get
it's on the tip of my tongue. It's not Lon Chaney, is it?
No, I'm sorry. Sorry, Graham. It was Claude. Dude's name is Claude. Claude Rains.
I say just Claude.
Claude Rains.
No.
Just for the record, I would have gotten neither of those questions correct at all. So,
once in a while.
Why did I think it was Lon Chaney? Was that a good guess?
I think Lon Chaney's a good guess. It's the same era. I mean, but Claude Rains.
Okay, yeah.
He's like the other one. It's like Boris Karloff.
Oh, yeah, he's like Hunchback and Phantom.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I got you, yeah.
Are those Universal monster movies?
Not all.
Yeah, Werewolf is.
Werewolf is...
Werewolf, Frankenstein, Dracula,
Creature,
Invisible Man.
Creature.
Yeah.
I like the Creature one. That one was really bad.
Yeah.
All right. Who we up to? Jonas, back to you. Another fuchsia one. What is the color of the What is the color of the lanterns lit in the house of the invitation members in the invitation? What color are the lanterns? 2015, that one.
What color are the lanterns that are lit on the inside of the house in the invitation?
Yes. And the invitation members, they
yeah. I'm trying to. I remember the movie, but I sure as fuck don't remember what color the lanterns were. I'm trying to think right now.
It's horror, right? What's the
it's a great movie. It's a fantastic.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, it's a fantastic movie. But I'm trying to think of it. Actually, no, it's kind of fucked up too because I'm colorblind. I'm literally thinking of that.
So this question is ableist.
It is. No, I'm gonna throw a wild guess out there and say orange.
Okay. What color are Ryan's glasses right now?
I knew the answer. Yeah. I could have followed
it. That doesn't count, Graham. You can't steal that.
No.
It's definitely red.
I don't know that one.
It's red.
See,
yeah,
I was
that ending to that movie too, when they look out and there's red lanterns and all that, is one of my favorite endings.
Yeah. That's probably why I didn't know, because it probably looked fucking orange to me. Like, honestly.
Yeah, that's an ableist question.
It is.
Should fucking start an org. Shit.
I don't know who made this fucking game, but I'm taking them down.
All right. We're back to Ryan. The screenplay for Creepshow 1982 was written by what novelist?
Stephen King.
God damn it.
Mhm. There was your layup.
Yeah.
Everybody,
but I also know a lot about it. So like, it goes beyond like I'm a Creepshow hasn't aged well, which is unfortunate.
It has not. That's true.
It has not. Well, Creepshow 2 specifically. So
what's Creepshow about?
So it's an anthology.
Yeah. So
like comic book style.
I've seen it. Yeah, I think I've definitely seen it. But it wasn't memorable for some reason. I don't know.
I've seen it a lot.
I think anthologies are hard for me to watch because I'll forget them too quickly.
That's fair. Yeah.
Anthology is also quality wise very wildly. So like you gotta really be into it if you watch an anthology.
Yep.
I mean the rec ones are good. Those are anthologies. I dig that, but I couldn't tell you one of them.
Right.
Not the rec ones, the VHS ones.
Ones. Yeah, VHS is a hard 50-50 though.
Yeah.
The ones that are
some
bad
of them are great.
really fucking bad, but the ones that are good are really good. So yeah.
Graham, I got blue for you.
All right.
Is there a blue one? Oh yeah, there is. The older Mr. Krieg in Trick or Treat 2007. That's your favorite movie. Is revealed to have been what character in the School Bus Massacre? The older Mr. Krieg in Trick or Treat. You told me to watch that like 12 times.
Wait, but from 2007? Is that how old that movie is?
Yeah, Trick or Treat is from 2007. I watched it for an episode of my podcast.
Yeah, I watched it like once a year. I have no idea. This sucks. Will
you read the question one more time?
Yeah.
Okay. The older Mr. Krieg in Trick or Treat 2007 is revealed to have been what character in the School Bus Massacre?
I mean, is it Sam? I don't think so.
No.
Well, I think you're kind of.
It's the school bus driver.
Yeah, it was the driver.
Yeah, with the candlestick.
Oh. All right. Yeah. Fuck.
You know what? It's because your coffee and your weed are fighting. That's
why.
Yeah, like the old guy is the guy. It turns out the old guy is the guy who tried to kill him.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Here, I'll tell you this though. I didn't know that answer, but I probably would have just guessed the bus driver just out of shit, like out of thin air. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I didn't know that answer.
This game definitely tells you some of the answers within the questions. Like if you get lucky enough,
for sure,
like
yeah,
a bus massacre, like little things like that. But
Jeopardy does that a lot.
A lot. Yeah, you know, sometimes I think I'm smart watching Jeopardy. I'm like, oh, no, it's not.
They fed you that.
Yeah,
that attention. That's all.
All right, we're back to Jonas. Yellow. What actor has played? What actor that played one of the victims in Maniac 1980 was also the special effects artist on Dawn of the Dead 1978? What actor?
It was the special effects artist on Dawn of the Dead, on the original Dawn of the Dead. That was Savini. That was Savini, wasn't it?
Fuck. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
I had to think about that because I was like, during that time frame, I was like, no, it's totally Savini.
Jonas, a little after 2 rounds, folks. Jonas is in the lead with 2 points. Ryan trailing behind with 1, and Graham.
Yeah. All right, but let me remind everybody. Last time we did this, I'm where Ryan was at this point.
That's true.
Stuck in the middle.
So I'm coming after you.
All right, do it.
All right.
I lost like a motherfucker the last time we did a trivia thing. So
no, you beat me though at the end. It was Brian, you, me.
Yeah.
So.
Ryan, in Insidious 2010, Dalton is one of how many Lambert children? How many of them kids do they exist? Turning into Johnny.
It's 2.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ryan. It's actually just 3.
Oh, it's. I thought it was a daughter and a son. And like he went in to get the son. I guess there's another kid, an older kid. Is there an older kid? I thought there was like an older daughter, and then a.
There was a room with 2 beds and a room with 1 bed, and I remember that.
Yeah, I guess.
So the son, I think, had the room with 1 bed, and then there were like 2 daughters. That's what I think I remember. That silly movie. That was a fun movie.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right.
Yeah. I like those little franchises because they're cool to like pop in on.
Yeah,
like, exactly. Look what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Mortgage payment coming in.
Yep.
All right. Color green. In Texas. Oh, wait. Graham, this is you.
Okay. Shit.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, 2003.
Okay. Ah, fuck.
Texas Chain Massacre. Who prevents Aaron's escape at the end of the film? This is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003.
That's the remake, right?
Yeah, it's the remake.
There have been
some bullshit. All right.
Isn't there a remake every decade?
Way more.
Oh,
this one's the straight up remake, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck. It's Grandpa. Leatherface.
It was the Sheriff White.
Oh fuck!
Sorry,
fucking
Graham.
Cops.
Well, see, you should have been like, "Yo, who do I hate the most?"
Yeah.
If it was only the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you would have had that fucking on tap.
Like,
yeah. I watch documentaries on that every year.
Yeah.
With the movie.
I do like that there was a little drama there where it was like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, 2003. Fuck.
I want to take a little break for a second. Talk about myself. So I work in a movie theater. Besides having a podcast, I work in a movie theater, right?
That's true.
Shouts to them. I love them. They pay my bills. But I also get to do a lot of creative things. I make I see movies in advance. I create cocktails for them. So, cool shit like that. But we do a lot of repertoire movie stuff. During the week we show a lot of old movies, a lot of horror actually. And we showed the 2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You wouldn't believe, like a sold out 200-seat theater. I had no idea that there were people, but for like every generation, you just watch what you watch with your friends, right? So then 10, 15 years later, you see that it's playing, you get that nostalgia because everybody was like maybe like 12 to 15 years younger than me in the crowd. It felt like, like everybody who's my age was probably waiting for the original for us to play the original one. And then this whole group came to see, like, you wouldn't believe we sold out House of Wax. You know what I mean? Like there's
with Paris Hilton.
Yeah, there's an appetite for all these movies, and it might not be like in our age group, right? I'm in my 40s, but it exists, and I see it all the time.
I've seen at Alamo. I saw Goonies, They Live, Alien, like all like just these one-offs in the packed house. It's just the other age group.
We're very lucky to be in Brooklyn, where we
that's
have
very true.
Doing repertory, multiple. There's
very true.
There's Alamo. There's us. Everybody's just showing movies all the time,
And I will say this: Alamo was my go-to. It was Molly and my go-to for any movie. Like once we figured out we could eat in the theater and stuff, like that's I haven't been to a regular theater since. But when we first started going to Nighthawk, you were going through some growing pains, I think. It was a little weird. The staff was a little off, and now I prefer it to Alamo.
Oh, thank you.
Easily. And it never had to do because it was closer or anything, because Alamo's almost closer. I just get on the bus, or the train. And
train, yeah.
But
it's not closer, but it's quicker, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. It's much quicker. But I thought we love going to Nighthawk now. So, and I think you did a lot of that. You've been kicking ass there and like making that place.
I'm not taking credit.
I've watched a lot of it change under you. So kudos.
I'm just one of a big team of people that put in a lot of hard work for this. So I'm just gonna start reading questions from some of these cards, and I'm not gonna roll die anymore. We're just gonna go down lightning. Anybody else? Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Let me loop Jonas and Ryan in. Did y'all want to ask any questions about the movie theater?
No, I'm good. I fucking love Nighthawk.
Next time I'm out there,
yeah, I've been by Nighthawk before.
Oh yeah, you gotta say hi next time.
No, definitely.
I'll get you a non-alcoholic beverage.
I would appreciate that.
Yeah,
so as to not offend my delicate sobriety.
Yeah,
I don't drink no alcohol.
next time I'm in town, I'll make sure to stop by there too. I'll make one of these assholes take me to.
Yeah, we'll go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
y'all should come out and do a meetup at the bar.
Yeah,
just do a meetup. We'll just serve a bunch of non-alcoholic beer and phony Negronis to everybody.
All right, I love it.
We have a fantastic phony Negroni, by the way, made by Saint Agressus. Like when I stopped drinking alcohol, it was definitely like a live set, and then I DJ there once a week. So like, when I see everybody grabbing a beer or going to the bar, and I just get that little itch, I grab myself a phony Negroni, put a little splash of soda water, and then I got a spagliato and shit like the girlfriend.
I like it.
Yeah.
Excellent.
All about it.
All right, y'all want some questions?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, what was that? Oh wait, who we at? Graham was last, right? So
yeah, Graham was last one.
Jonas. What was the name of the actor that played the vampire at the center of Nosferatu 1922? I gotta find that card. I didn't think that.
Oh, the fucking actor's name?
Yeah, that dude. He was bald. He was creepy looking.
I could steal it if he doesn't.
I could steal it too, but I
don't know
be
that.
wrong
Dude,
anyway.
I don't know that at all.
Like that.
Nope. I got nothing on that one.
It's Max Schreck.
Wait.
Max Schreck. Yeah,
I knew it was Max something, but I had no fucking idea about that last name.
Ryan and Graham will both get half a point. This might really matter at the end.
It might.
Sure.
We never know.
I'll lose by half a point.
That's why, this is a live medium. So
Yeah.
people are listening. What happens here is this is how it happens.
Literally every one of my filmmaker friends just divorced our friendship when I did not know that answer. Just so you know.
I only know it because of the Night of, what was it called? Night of the Vampire with
Shadow of the Vampire.
Shadow of the Vampire. That kicked
which is
ass,
also
but I
one of
only
my
know that
favorite
because of
movies,
that.
but I forget his fucking name still. So like,
Right.
I've tried to watch
you
that
can actually
movie
play.
several times.
You can actually play 6 Degrees of Separation. 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon with him.
yeah.
So
I've tried to watch Nosferatu so many times. I'm like, I say I love movies. I say I love going to the movies. I say I love cinema. I say I love horror. I need to watch Nosferatu. Cannot stay the fuck awake. I cannot.
It's
soothing.
It's slow and it's a movie that will put you to bed. Like that's all right.
Some stuff puts me to sleep. That's not even like boring. Sometimes it's just like Blade Runner 2040, whatever.
Yeah.
That motherfucker, right? Like, I don't even think it was a bad movie, but it was like super melodic and beautiful, and like it just moved like a symphony at times, and that would put my ass to sleep in it.
Yeah, those are cinema ASMR is what they are. Like they'll knock you out, man.
My favorite part
That's
about
like-
Max Schreck though is that he was so ugly that people were like, he's got to be an actual fan.
He's got
imagine how like that's the only explanation for that dude looking like that is that he's actually like a demon.
That
Like, I
dude
just
looks
think
like, dude, that guy looks like a 132-year-old baby. All right.
Yeah, but he
like I don't know
but he-
how the
but he-
fuck.
But he, like if you look at like other pictures of him though, like he just looks like a dude. And like they just like and he just acted really well, but people were like, nah, that dude's for real, like a real, like they dug up a real motherfucking demon.
This is a documentary.
This is like documentary, and yeah, I get it. Like, dude, look creepy in the movie, but like you look at a photo of him, like of just like hanging out, and he's just like he's like a German dude. You know what I mean? Like they got that like serious ass look to him, and no offense to our German listeners, but there's some serious ass German looking people, right? Can we all?
No, for
like,
sure.
Like you know what I mean? So
Ryan, but who would you cast? Like, all right, so let's say you have like a tight, small ass budget, right? You can cast any actor, but you can't use effects, or you can use very minimal effects.
Oh yeah, I mean,
so they got to kind of look like that. Like
there's no way
today,
that I'm not. There's no way that I am not casting Max Shrek. But like
living today, like who would you cast living today?
They already did it. It's Willem Dafoe, and Willem Dafoe is the only one that could do it. Like, there's no way.
Yeah, Buscemi.
Yeah, Buscemi was also like a creep. But
Buscemi's got too fucked up Buscemi eyes to do it. It's got to be Willem Dafoe. He's the only one.
How about Totoro? He can kind of like make it. He could do that.
He actually could do it, maybe.
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it, hold
on one second.
Really nice. He comes to the theater a lot. Really nice guy.
Really?
Yeah, but if you like, dude, if you shave the head, yeah, you could do it. Totoro could actually probably pull it off.
Okay. You see him? Look at he's just like a dude,
yeah.
Right? Like, you know what I mean? Like
he's a serious looking dude, but just a dude,
he's serious looking dude. Like,
all right, but if you take off that fucking librarian hair, all right, he's still like still looks like a ghoul. All right,
there's a dude that looks just like him. There's a dude that looks just like him.
He was.
By the way, how did you do the screen sharing?
I just there's a weird button, but he was born. Look at this in the Kingdom of Prussia. Like, sorry to all our just listeners. You can go check this out on YouTube later. This is like one of those moments that we're doing for the YouTube watchers. But like he was born in the Kingdom of Prussia. Like, yeah, that's a
I'm like 2.5 hours away from King of Prussia in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, so exactly. So I don't know. I'm giving Max Shrek some props because he's the most famous ugly guy of all time.
Actor of the year.
Yeah,
right, I think
in that picture he looked pretty handsome in that picture.
Is it my question? Do I get since I stole? Do I lose it now? Or
no? You guys both get half a point. Now it's Ryan's full question.
All right.
Cool. Oh yeah, Ryan's full question. I forgot we were doing this. We were just talking about.
We were just fucking around now.
So much fun. I love guys. Thanks for having me. Anyway,
of course.
What actor from The Office portrayed one of the teenage protagonists in House of 1000 Corpse 2003? Directed by, I might add, another goddamn horror podcast favorite director.
Let's see, who is it? God damn! Like I've only seen.
If you don't know that, I'm stealing the fuck out of this one.
Was it Ed Helms?
Nope, it's Rainn Wilson.
Oh, it was Rainn Wilson.
That's stolen. Jonas gets stolen.
It's the fucking only Rob Zombie movie I actually liked originally.
You know, you can. You know what, Jonas?
Not anymore, though. I don't like that movie anymore.
You can enjoy your Rob Zombie knowledge. That's great. Good job.
Well done.
Well done. What else do they sell at that Hot Topic?
I have a hate for Rob Zombie that was definitely influenced by listening to this podcast. But to be honest, when I saw that movie, I was like, oh, there's a lot happening here. There's a lot. The
biggest problem that movie ever had is that they only showed Dr. Satan for like 5 minutes. Yep. And that was the only reason anybody wanted to watch that fucking movie.
The biggest problem I had was the director.
Well, it really is. It really is.
That movie is a great example of what like happens when you don't have people around you to tell you no. You know what I mean? Like you have to have no people in your life. You know what I mean? To be like, yo, like you got to
don't do that.
Don't do this because that movie is.
You know, it's not only no. It's when companies give you money to do stuff. I feel like. I think I've said this to you a ton of times, Graham. I feel like that when directors start getting too much budget, that's when their art starts to suffer. And it's like,
I think,
stop giving this dude money. Netflix, why are you giving him money for? Like, stop giving him money. He don't need it no more. He's just got a house.
He's just gonna give it to his
skateboarders.
You have skateboarders. He's got a skate park near his house.
Right.
Yeah. Calls the cops on. Snitchy poser.
He is. He's a fucking. He would be what you would call a crust boomer. Like is what he is.
He's a crust boomer.
They like that one song in the Matrix Revolution soundtrack. That shit was dope. All right. Who's next? Graham. What's the name of the character that leads the team in the investigation, the paranormal activities of the house in The Haunting, 1963? So, what's the name of the character that leads the team that investigates the paranormal activity?
Fuck this.
I have no idea on that one.
No steal?
Professor Dr. Satan.
No, but it is the professor because it's the haunting. It's the haunting of Hill House. So
yeah,
and so it's just that movie. It's just whatever his name is, Doctor.
Yeah,
what's with the P, doesn't it?
Dr. John Markway.
Yeah, such a great book.
Who could forget? John Markway.
Okay.
All right, great.
Jonas, what's the surname of
What's the surname?
What is the surname? This is the last name. What's the last name of the original family sacrificed in the 1800s? And we are still here, 2015.
I got no idea. I got nothing.
That movie
on that
fucking rules so much.
I know that movie rules, and I have no idea what the fucking answer is. So if any of you guys can steal that one,
I don't know
all
the name.
yours.
All right.
That's a good question, though.
The answer is Dagmar.
Dagmar.
That's a hell of a name.
All of you are horror experts in my eye, right? But you're not trivia.
That's true.
All right, back to Ryan.
Jeopardy always fucks me up. So like what you just said makes sense. Like I'm not a trivia person.
Ryan, does the town that dreaded sundown 1976 take place before or after World War II? This is easy. It's 50%.
After.
For the win. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Nice.
I've seen that. I've actually seen that movie a lot because I've never seen it because the people are vets from World War II. So,
oh fuck, you're right.
Oh, what's this movie about? The town that dreaded sundown. Is it
it's actually based on a true story of it's basically a slasher, like the murderer would come around downtown and he's got a bag over his head. Oh, there's a remake of it too.
He's like Sackhead Jason.
Yeah, he is. He's actually Sackhead Jason is pretty much just a ripoff of
Sackhead Jason.
Yeah.
But that's the name of my new band.
Sackhead Jason.
Yeah, and the Argonauts. Sackhead Jason.
That sounds like something that a bully would call a kid in high school. That's Sackhead Jason.
Yo,
his mom shaved his head.
Jason coming down the street. Oh shit.
His mom shaved his head and it looks like balls. That's Sackhead Jason.
He only got those 3 hairs coming out. Just like a sack.
All scraggly and right on the seam. Like
oh my god. All right. Who's up next? I should be keeping track. It's Ryan, right?
No, Ryan just
got the last one right. Yeah. So you get a. All right, Graham.
All right.
Graham, in Black Sunday, 1960, Princess Aja Vajda is the follower of whom, or Asa Vajda? Who she follows?
Satan.
Graham has a point. Hail Satan!
Yeah.
Y'all know that Mountain Goat song? Mountain Goats?
No, the only Mountain Goat song I know is the best death metal band.
Yeah. And at the end, it just goes, "Hail Satan!"
Yeah.
every time somebody says Satan, that's it. All right. So to recap, while I take a picture of the next card so I can actually read it because I'm old. Did I already do this? Oh, okay. Oh, this one might be fun. So Ryan, you got 2.5. Graham, you got 1.5. Jonas, 2.5. So Ryan caught up. This shit is great. It's a nail biter.
It is.
Fuck
they sell you the whole seat, but you just need the edge.
Skate by those half points.
Jonas, what's the name of the goddess that saves Helen during the climactic sequence of The Mummy, 1932?
I'm gonna go ahead and go with answers I don't know for 1,000. I don't remember.
All you gotta do is think of Egyptian goddesses.
Yeah, I don't even have one to pull out of my ass on that one. Like I got nothing.
Is it Osiris?
Aside from Cleopatra.
That's a male.
I know.
That's a male. Osiris is a male.
Isis.
Yeah, it is Isis. Graham gets the half point. Graham, that brings you up to 2 points.
There you go.
And it's pronounced ISIL. Remember that when Obama was trying to make us say ISIL instead of ISIS?
Listen, this is American. This is the whole American schooling system. I don't know shit about fuck when it comes to Egyptian goddesses or any of that stuff. I don't know nothing about it.
We had a cat named Isis growing up.
I only know,
but that was because we hated America and we're trying to take it down.
That's true.
Oh, wait, you didn't read Sandman?
Or fuck, you're right.
Like, there's so many comic books that have ISIS in it.
I didn't even think about that.
What you gotta do is think about comic books, because you know one of them, like Wicked and Divine, might have an ISIS. I'm not sure.
Every time I think of any Egyptian god or goddess or anything like that, I immediately think Anubis, and that's not it ever.
Could one day it will be though. One day, just keep going, play the odds. Ryan,
all right.
In Cannibal Holocaust, 1980, how many members comprise the missing American film crew?
7.
Oh, sorry, buddy.
11.
The answer is 4. Yeah, it was the director, Alan Yates, the script girl, her name is Faye Daniels, the cameraman, Jack Anders, and Mark Tomaso. Yeah, that was a struggle reading all those tiny ass.
Yeah, I actually
see this shit.
I actually hate that movie. So
yeah, I think most people should hate that movie.
Yeah, it's like
the only thing I like about that movie is the fact that the dude had to come out of hiding. Yeah, like had to break character to save everybody. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That shit was funny to me. Like he was like, I'm gonna pretend everyone's dead, and they were like, well, we're gonna arrest everybody. He was like, all right, I'm out. I'm fine.
That was kind of funny.
That's rad. It's just too bad he could. I think he could have done the exact same thing without. I just don't need to see that. You know, I'm not even I like hunting fish and stuff like that. I just don't have a good time watching things get murdered for fucking.
And let's be really honest with all of ourselves here. It's also not a very good movie.
No, exactly.
It's just really not a very good.
It's just not a good movie. It is, although it is better than Green Inferno.
I prefer Cannibal Corpse over Cannibal Holocaust.
1,000%.
Hell yeah.
Hammer smash.
Hot takes.
Hell yes.
The only real hardcore show I ever went to was Cannibal Holocaust and Morbid Angel.
Cannibal Corpse.
I liked Cannibal Corpse. Sorry. I liked Cannibal Corpse, but I didn't like Morbid Angel. And the reason was the dude on Morbid Angel had a fan blowing his hair, but the dude in Cannibal Holocaust just used his neck to blow his hair. That was awesome. That's my review of hardcore.
I like it.
All right, Graham, is it you?
It is.
Think so?
All right, here's a layup, Graham. This better be a point. Who directed The Village?
Wait. Oh, M. Night Shyamalan.
Okay. Oh my god.
For a second, I was like, "Wait, what the fuck is The Village?"
If you would have got that answer wrong, I just would have logged off this podcast.
Guess we're doing something different now.
Yeah.
I didn't realize we had a poser in the
All right.
I got it right.
You did.
Jonas, I love this movie, so I already know it, but I think it's a layup. For me, it's a layup. But
all right,
if it's not for you, then I don't want to be cruel. Yeah. At the end of The Witch, what does Thomason write in the book belonging to Black Phillip?
I fucking hate that movie. I don't know what that answer is. I did everything I could in my power to forget that movie.
Why do you hate that movie? That movie's brilliant. It's fucking awesome.
That movie is a beautiful movie that put me to sleep every single time I watched it. And then by the time I finally actually sat through the thing and muscled through it, the ending let me down so badly that I was just like, nah, I fucking hate this movie now.
He's personally offended by it.
I feel like you. I feel like unintentionally you did that to yourself, because starting and stopping stuff like that, like, and you never end up loving the shit. Like,
no. Well, here's the real problem that I had with it. I tried watching it in the theaters, and when I watched it in the theaters, I think because of the atmosphere of a theater, very dark, very quiet. It's a slow ass movie, and it's also a very beautiful slow movie, but it's a slow movie. So I fell asleep, and I was like,
it's like my Blade Runner.
So yeah, very much.
So I think I could steal this, by the way.
Well, wait. Well, let me defend my point here real quick, because I did fall asleep in the theater. So I was like, okay, I get that. Like that's the type of movie it is. That's fine. So then I waited for it to come out on physical media, and I have a mental illness that makes me collect way too much physical media. So I have this movie in my fucking collection, and I watched it again at home, and I was like, okay, situation's perfect. I'm gonna start this movie over again. I'm gonna watch the whole fucking thing, and then I did, and I was like, okay, it's beautiful the whole time. It was acted well the whole time. And then the ending just didn't have enough for me to have warranted sitting through the rest of it. That's really all it was. Just the ending was such a letdown to me that it was just like, okay, that wasn't worth
wild.
it.
For me, that's wild, because it's the same ass ending in one of the movies in Sinister Six.
Fair.
Yeah.
It's Hereditary. It's the same ending as Hereditary.
Yeah. But the lead up to the end of it, in Hereditary was fucking 1,000 miles better. Like,
all right, so you're saying you got horror because you got horror throughout the whole movie, as opposed to like the real human horror, but then seeing that it's actual real horror, and then turning into the end. All right, I see what you're saying.
It was just too slow of a build up to that ending. So like, if Hereditary would have been a slower build up to that ending, I honestly probably would have hated Hereditary too. Like, because I already have kind of an issue with the ending of Hereditary, but the rest of Hereditary was so brilliant of a movie and kept me engaged the whole time that I love the whole movie. Whereas with The Witch, it's the reverse. It didn't keep me engaged the whole time. So by the end came along, I was like, fuck this movie then.
Yeah. No, I get that. That's fair. For The Witch, I must say, when I watched it, I didn't know that it was a horror movie. Yeah, it's called The Witch. I believed that she wasn't anything, that she wasn't a witch, that she didn't do anything. I really believed that the family was going crazy,
for sure,
that she was just stuck in her time. So when I saw that, when the switch happened, I loved it. Not only that, but I got to say, it, like you said, it was acted really great. It looked great, and it looked great with natural lighting.
Yeah,
and all the dialogue used was stuff that he found in journals of the time.
Yeah.
So he was trying to create like a real living testament, and then he threw in the scare at the end, and I dug that. I dug that. I have all
the respect in the world. Yeah. All the respect in the world for Robert Eggers.
Yeah, you got the steal.
Read the question one more time, just so
I think I got it too.
All right, did y'all Google it?
No.
I wouldn't do that. Y'all fair people. All right. At the end of The Witch, what does Thomason write in the book belonging to Black Phillip?
Well, so he says, "Would I like to live deliciously?" She just writes her name, right?
Fuck yes. Let's
go. She writes witching and bitching. I'm pretty sure it was that, and then
also let me say this: I fucking love Black Phillip. All right, I fucking love Black Phillip. Like that was the one thing about the movie that I loved. And like, I found, this is what I figured out about Robert Eggers movies. I respect the fuck out of them. I just don't like them. Like I didn't like The Northman. I didn't like The Lighthouse. I really didn't like The Lighthouse.
I didn't like The Lighthouse. Fuck The Lighthouse.
Yeah. And then The Witch, and it was like, so it's the same thing, but like, I have all the respect in the world for what he does though, because the movies that he makes are beautiful. They're gorgeous movies, but it just ain't my shit. That's really
I didn't like The Lighthouse. I didn't like The Lighthouse. I didn't like when the screen got smaller in the movie theater. I was very offended. I was like, if I wanted to watch an iPhone movie, I got an iPhone in my pocket. You don't need to bring me out here. and then there's just two dudes jerking each other off. All right, that was fun, but like, why?
If we could just jerk off and fart in a lighthouse the whole time, like we could watch a different movie.
I like the Norseman, but the reason I like the Norseman is because a lot of people didn't like the Norseman. It kind of makes me like it a little more.
Yeah,
to be honest, because like all the film bros that come to the theater and shit, like when they were kind of disappointed, I was like, I like this movie. This movie's fun. It was fun.
And also, it had the weird. More. It had the weird A24 cum problem too, where it's like, why is there cum in this movie? Like, there's no reason for cum to show up in this movie, but there's some cum.
Norseman, no, Norseman is in A24. They couldn't. Yeah, he had to go to a different studio because A24 ain't got Norseman money. That was a big budget.
That's true. Yeah. They don't have that kind of money
on that. No. So he went to a big studio on that. They gambled. They ain't make that money, but I can tell you that much.
No, they did not.
That's what I mean. Also, big budgets. Big budgets ain't always better, you know.
Mm-hmm. Isn't he doing Nosferatu now?
I don't know.
He is doing Nosferatu. That I'm actually kind of interested in.
Yeah,
I'll watch whatever he makes, and even if I
always will too. Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like I have season tickets to.
Yeah.
I'm like that with him. I'm pretty much like that with him and with any A24 movie. I will watch an A24 movie when it comes out, no matter what. Even if I have like a 75% chance of liking it, you know what I mean? Like there's that 25% where it's just straight up ass, but it's just like, all right,
straight up,
I'll give it a shot.
Wearing a fucking check this shit out.
I love that.
Love
shirt.
that.
Love it.
Yes.
Love it.
There's words in the back, but I'm not turning around. This production is this studio is too tight. All right. What we got, Graham? No, Ryan just.
Yep.
No. So it's
next one,
Ryan, right?
Ryan stole, but it's Ryan's question now.
Ryan's question. Cool. Thank you for helping me. What is placed over the head of the first victim to suffocate her in Black Christmas, 1974? A dope movie that I slept on too much. And Graham told me to watch it, and I watched it, and I loved it. Thank you, Graham.
Oh,
and Tavon. Shouts to Tavon. Tavon put me onto that movie too.
it's a pillowcase, right?
No, buddy. Sorry.
What is it?
Anybody want to
So
steal
the laundry bag?
Yes, plastic laundry bag counts too, but yes, it was the dry cleaning plastic bag.
Yeah.
God damn it!
Graham got a stove.
I quit.
Graham got a stove.
To be
Graham,
honest with you, you had a lot of choices of bags in that one. So
No, I'm just trying to. But it's like, but I've seen. The problem is I've seen that movie a lot. I just can't like.
Yeah, but don't you remember her face was in that plastic bag?
Yeah,
like
totally,
the whole rest of the movie, right?
Yeah, totally was.
And also, it was on the cover, but on the cover also it looks like a garbage bag. It doesn't look like a fucking dry cleaning bag.
Yeah. Well, I guess because
I just didn't know if that
they didn't have great technology for garbage bags in '74. It was
No.
tough.
They didn't have like those hefty force
bleak
flex bags.
time for garbage.
They didn't have the twist offs, none of that shit.
None of them. All they had was like store brand
slow.
shitty garbage bags.
Oh my god. There was one size. That's all
Yep.
you could get. It didn't matter.
You could fit your entire body in it.
Yep. And you could get them from like only Food Town. Like that's the only place you could get them from.
That's why everybody just used their fucking grocery shopping bags as garbage bags before, because they were easier, you know?
Right. They were just like, fuck it.
Graham, this is your question. After a steal in Inside 2007, what does the dangerous La Femme want to remove from the stomach of the protagonist, Sarah?
Wait, read it again.
Yes. And Inside.
Inside?
2007.
Inside from 2007.
Okay.
The movie is called Inside. And it was
All right.
named in our Lord's year. What does the dangerous La Femme, that's the name of the dangerous, want to remove from the stomach of the protagonist, Sarah? In the book.
A baby? Her baby.
Unborn child. Oh, a fucking fetus. It's not a baby yet.
Good point.
I would say that one counts.
It does count. It does count.
Yeah.
No, you got it. Some people think it's
That movie is supremely fucked up, by the way, and it's awesome.
I've never seen it.
What's it about? Is it about just the pregnancy?
I think we just covered it.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much just covered it, but it's one of those movies. It's kind of like Audition, where you have to muscle your way through it, but like by the end of it, you're like, okay, that's gonna stick with me for a long time.
Okay.
Jonas, you ready for a layup?
Yeah.
Reanimator, 85, buddy. Based on a story by what author?
Fuck. Why do I always not remember this?
Think of the HBO show. Sorry.
No, I know. I knew it was H.P. Lovecraft, but it was just like, it was one of those ones where I was like, fuck. My brain always jumps between multiple things when I think of that movie. But yeah, I knew it was Lovecraft.
I knew you knew it too, but like I can never think of H.P. Lovecraft. I either think of H.P. copy machines and that takes me to Lovecraft, or I think of Lovecraft Country and then I think backwards.
Yeah.
You know, I
think of Lovecraftian horror. And then I get to his name.
Yeah. It's like, it's not even a real name, right? It's like 2 letters. Like you ain't want to tell us?
Right.
Now we can find out.
What does the HP stand for? Why are you hiding behind initials? Like,
it's Hewlett Packard. Hewlett Packard Lovecraft.
It's because it's the reason he's hiding is because he's an absolute piece of shit.
But, that is true. That is true. That's why he doesn't want everybody to know his first name.
Yeah.
Before we start this round, folks, there have been some developments.
Okay.
Ryan, you have 3 total points, 2 fulls and 2 halves. That counts as 3. Graham, buddy, you have 3 halves and 3 fulls now.
Oh shit!
You got 4.5 points. Jonas, you got 3.5. You're just behind him.
All right, then.
You could come back, I believe. Ryan, this is your question. What is the name of the butcher character portrayed by Vinnie Jones in The Midnight Meat Train from 2008? Did you watch The Midnight Meat Train?
I did.
Oh my God. I thought that was a joke movie name.
I think I know.
And he's the butcher. Is he the meat man or what is it?
No, wait. Anybody want to steal?
I was gonna say the butcher.
No.
It's something like
mahogany.
Oh fuck. I knew that too. God damn it.
That's a good one.
Also another piece of shit. But anyways, let's get into that.
Vinnie Jones?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
is he?
It doesn't shock me, but I didn't know he was.
He's pretty questionable.
I like that you said it all quietly, like he's a little questionable.
Who directed Magic from 1978?
Fuck it. I don't know.
I would love to steal that one, but I've never seen that movie.
I've seen it. I don't know.
It's what's his name, right? Not. He's the old actor. He's great. I can't remember.
If you want to word it out,
I don't know. No.
Oh, sorry, buddy. It's Richard Attenborough.
Yeah.
I would have never fucking guessed that one.
No, me either. That's it. Also, another one. Who directed Magic Mike? Half point to anybody who gets this one right.
Who directed it?
Yeah, who directed Magic Mike?
Tatum?
No, I mean it might as well have been. No, it was fucking. Wasn't it Soderbergh?
Fuck yes, let's go, Jonas.
It was.
Yeah, dude, it was Soderbergh.
Got you a half a point because I thought it was funny. That's the only reason.
No, I have a side story to that. The only reason I even know that is because at the time I was living with 2 of my fucking favorite people. It was this lesbian couple, and one of them wanted to go to the Magic Mike movie, but she didn't want to go by herself. So I was like, I'll go to this fucking movie. I don't care. Like, yeah, let's go to this movie. And then we went to the movie, and then both of us fell in love with the goddamn movie. We were like, this movie is amazing.
It's a great fucking movie.
It was like, yeah, we were like, this movie is amazing. But then the other thing was funny.
knows how to direct shit.
100%. And then when you looked in the theater, I have never seen more dudes not want to be in a theater in my entire life. They were just like, you could see any homophobia they had was just weighing them down. Like it was just destroying them in their seat. They were like, oh, my dick's kind of doing things because Channing Tatum's on screen. I have to fight it. Like, oh man.
I see the guys who came in to watch Magic Mike 3 with their dates or whatever for Valentine's Day. It was a lot of long faces in that lobby. A lot of guys came in like, I don't
That movie is unfairly horny, though. You can't have Salma Hayek and Channing Tatum in a movie doing lap dances and shit. Like, that's just too much. That is too much.
That shit already?
No, I've just seen the previews, man. Like, that's too much. That's too much coming in the theater. There's too much.
Jonas, if you want to come watch it at Nighthawk, we'll talk afterwards.
Oh, yeah? All right, then.
It's a great listen.
The first two movies were great. The first two movies were fucking sick.
Because the second one didn't give a fuck. The second one was like, I don't plot.
Nothing.
I laugh at your plot. We're just gonna have fun, and that's all they did.
That's all it was.
All right. Who's next? Is it Jonas?
Yeah, yeah.
It's Jonas.
Yeah.
What's the name of the fast food restaurant Sarah works at in Starry Eyes from 2014?
Oh man, I've seen that movie once, and
the answer just made me laugh.
Fuck. I don't know it. I've seen that movie once, and it wasn't because I didn't like it. I actually liked it a lot, but I do not remember that at all.
Any Steelers? Any Steeler fans in the house?
Shit, I just watched this movie a couple weeks ago. I love it. I showed it to Molly for the first time.
It's a good fucking movie too.
It's like Flippies or something. I can't remember.
The answer is hot tatas. Hot tatas.
Oh, that's right.
Like those hot tatas. So when you said
that's right, because it was like a Hooters type thing.
Different type of tata.
Yeah.
Flippies. Jesus Christ.
All right. We should wrap up. How many rounds we got left, do you think?
That was your question, right, Graham?
No, it was my question.
That was Jonas's question. All right, let's do one more. Everybody gets one.
Yeah, cool. Let's do it.
And that'll end this card, and it'll end the game.
Okay.
All right.
I'll need one more card, but that's fine. The Town That Dreaded Sundown, Ryan, 1976, was presented as a quasi-documentary with or without narration. That's the question. Was it narrated or not?
It's narrated. It is narrated.
Okay. I lost the shit. I lost the card. Here it is. My bad. With narrations, yeah.
I was gonna say I can just say that he's right because he is.
Right.
You already talked about how much you love this movie.
Yeah.
Graham, what Italian rock band worked on the musical score of Deep Red? What Italian rock band?
This sucks, man. Okay. I don't know. Goblin? It's not Goblin.
Yes.
Is it?
Believe in yourself, buddy. Believe in yourself.
Was Goblin?
Damn. All right. Better than I thought.
Get this, Graham. You know how many Italian rock bands I know? Goblin. That's the only one.
I think I know more, but I don't know if they're Italian or not.
Yeah, I don't know any others. That's the only one I know.
Oh, all right. I'm going to ask you a question, and then I'm going to ask one question to everybody. And the reason I'm going to ask the question to everybody is because I think this answer is wrong, and I want to talk about it real quick.
Oh, okay. All
right.
Jonas, what director helmed both The Bride of Frankenstein in 35 and Frankenstein in 31?
Directed both of those? I have no idea, to be honest with you. Somebody can steal that one, I'm sure, but I have no idea on the director of those ones.
No idea.
No,
nobody.
I don't know the directors on the old ones.
Dude's name is James Whale.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
I don't know either.
You did some good work, Mr. Whale, but I didn't remember.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Pretty great movies.
All right, so here's the last question, and then we'll go through the winners.
Can I give a hot take really quick?
Yeah. Go ahead.
The Bride of Frankenstein as a character, fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
The Bride of Frankenstein movie, I want people to go watch it again.
Sure.
and then come talk to me about it. That's it. I'll just leave it there. You go watch.
She don't even appear till the end. And it's like, yo, like no.
And then
this movie is not called Frankenstein is Looking for a Bride. It's called The Bride of Frankenstein. I want the Bride of Frankenstein to be in most of the movie.
She's not, and like the whole part of like him living through the fire thing at the end and everything, and then like I think we've seen him over there, and it's like it's a terrible fucking movie. I don't know what to say about it. Like I mean, I love Universal monster stuff, and I love The Bride, and she's rad when she does it. Like as a character, she's fucking rad. That whole movie though is like it's just a waste of fucking, like it was literally like you could see like it was like that first attempt at like juicing shit. Like let's just write a story, and like it's not gonna matter because people will come see it as long as we put enough tape on the fucking machine. You know what I mean? Like that's like it's really like him like coming out the side of the fire and down in the water and all, it's just so fucking dumb.
So I remember there was one Halloween years ago, one Halloween where like one of the services had like all the Universal monsters or some shit. It was like it might have been Criterion or Hulu or somebody, you know. Sure. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna watch these because I need to bone up. I need to, you know, I want to be about my shit, and I'm about movies and horror and shit, right? So I got through that movie and I was like, this movie's a piece of shit. And I was really upset that they even put it there. And I love the character and there's so much potential with the character. And I just remember Billy Piper and what was that? Penny Dollar Stories? Yeah. Nickel Stories? Pennywise? No, I can't remember.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
It was on Showtime.
Yeah.
Josh Hartnett.
Yep. And yeah,
she plays the Bride of Dracula. She's dope in it. So when I watched the movie, I was like, is it going to be that? And it wasn't. I was sad.
Yeah, it's not that. It's
Penny Dreadful.
Penny Dreadful. Yeah, it's not Penny Dreadful. Penny Dreadful. It is just plenty dreadful. It's just like it's terrible. Terrible fucking movie. Anyways,
I do like that you did the wordplay on that one. Plenty dreadful.
Pennywise.
Yeah.
Dollar for your thoughts.
We're a pun cast.
Also puncast. That's
two-thirds of us are. 2/3 of us are a puncast. I will not subscribe to that.
All right, what's this last one? This debated.
Oh yeah, so it was like, what's the monster and what's the threat in the 2007 Wreck?
What's the threat in the 2007 movie Wreck?
Yeah, what type of fictional entities are the threat in Wreck 2007?
Okay, so
that upset me.
That what would technically be the threat in that movie? It's is it zombies? Like zombies is the way.
Yeah, that's the answer.
Yeah, so this goes back to the debate that we've had before. Is it zombies or are they infected? Mm-hmm. Or are they, because they're not technically undead.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And it wasn't, and I felt like the big bad that was up top was a vampire, and the vampire was infecting everybody else, which like as ghouls. You know what I mean? That's what I thought it was kind of like.
Yeah, that could be debated. Yeah. I mean, I could see why it's zombies though, because only because that's the way the movie was built. Like the whole franchise was built as a zombie franchise.
The franchise, but not really the first movie, right? But like, I didn't watch the rest of them, to be honest.
Part 2 was good. Part 3 was okay. Part 4 was completely different. But the first 2 are good. Like Part 4 is just a completely different movie. It's not bad, but it's completely different. I have all 4 of them on Blu-ray. They're all good movies. But I don't know, Ryan. You're the one that usually has the stronger take on the infection versus zombie thing.
I don't think that they're zombies. I think that they're like diseased people, and I don't know. Like is The Last of Us, are they zombies?
No, well, the creator said that they're not, but they're zombies. I mean, come on, they're mushroom zombies. They're shroomies.
I mean, like the
been
whole
a
thing
mushroom
is,
zombie before.
I think it's okay. Graham is kind of a mushroom zombie. I think it's okay to have differences and hold it true. Like I think zombies should be Walking Dead people. I'm a firm believer that it is okay to have things that act like zombies, that like have specific traits of zombies, like, you know what I mean, that aren't zombies. I just think that, like, I get it. People don't want to get like, and I'm not even trying to be like nerdy about it. I'm just being like, listen, like in 28 days later, they are not zombies. Those are like people who are infected with a disease. You know what I mean? And like in Evil Dead or Dawn of the Dead, like the zombies, like they are bitten and die, and then they become zombies. Like, yes, it's remarkably similar, and yes, it seems like, but there is a specific difference, and like I'm okay with that.
The etymology.
I'm okay with that difference existing. I understand it plays out the same way.
Even the etymology, like it comes from undead in the Caribbean. It's not
right.
what we see now. It's like undead brought back by magic or voodoo or some shit, right? But like even there, it's undead. It's not infected. It's not infected.
Exactly. Right.
You ever read that book, Haters by DJ Moody?
No, I haven't read that, but that sounds really right up my.
I read it a long time ago. Dope book. Got option. No, it never happened with it. But it's basically like you're following the perspective of someone, and there's an infection that's happening, and it's just making people aggressive and angry and stuff. And they look like monsters to everybody else. But the dude that you're following, like he turns at one point. So then you're following his perspective, the perspective of now person who's turned, and you realize they have thoughts and feelings and different shit and why they're doing this stuff and stuff like that. It's a pretty good book.
I would consider,
sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I would consider the threat in Rec the same as I would consider the threat in the Crazies.
Yeah, it's remarkably similar.
To me, it's almost the exact same.
And
just in Espanol. Like that's all.
Yeah, and I think that it's kind of the same thing, but like in the Crazies, like it's very specifically like a government chemical. That's
right,
like,
but their mannerisms are very zombie-like, but they're just
actually. I wouldn't say in the Crazies there's a super zombie. They have like some higher functioning.
They're like Dawn of the Dead remake zombies, just not as sprinty.
But they like don't like aren't like the rednecks, like those two redneck dudes like operating like a machine or something like that, you know.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so like I think like you know, I think that
was the best sentence I've heard all week.
It's pretty good.
Infection made them smarter.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. I just like, yeah, I mean, yeah, call me an asshole or whatever, but I really do feel like it's okay to have that distinction between like infection based movies and Walking Dead, because like I think a Walking Dead person is an entirely different element than somebody poisoned by. I think it's like the difference between Chucky, which was a bad AI, and Chucky, who is possessed by an evil spirit.
Yeah.
It's like fundamentally two different movies, and like I'm not complaining about one of the. I mean, I liked both versions, but with like Megan and Chucky, like who are like it's science fiction. It's science fiction where the original Child's Play was not science fiction. It was spiritual possession. It was magical. You know what I mean? And like I don't know.
Voodoo.
I'm super cool with that, just like existing on its own, on their own right. It's not like a diss on 28 Days Later or The Last of Us or anything. I fucking love all this.
It doesn't diminish one thing or another.
You're right.
Well, and I gotta say, if The Last of Us would ever happen, it would definitely happen in Portland first, because that shit is mossy as fuck. It's fucking,
yeah, exactly.
Network is over there.
My thoughts on Rec are I spent most of that conversation trying to remember the movie WRECK, and I was like, "What? What are we talking about?" And then when you're like franchise, I got even more confused. But then I caught on. That REC,
okay. That one.
Yeah.
But here, like, so I think this argument kind of got squashed when we were talking to Rob Jabaz, because when we talked to him about The Sadness, even he said that's not a zombie movie. Because he was like, when I set out to make this movie, he was like, I didn't want to make a zombie movie, so I didn't make a zombie movie.
Right.
He's like, these aren't zombies; these are infected psychopaths. You know, and they are fundamentally different things. So you know,
they tell a different story from the get-go. Like,
a different story. They have different mannerisms. They have different intelligence levels.
But like whether like if even like there's say they're exactly the same almost in every way. If one of them comes from hoodoo and voodoo, and the other comes from the government science. Those are completely different stories being told now, like the background and everything, and why these things. So
the mushroom story,
zombies and all that shit is cool.
They're a hive mind, right? And The Last of Us, they're a hive mind. That's what makes them like cool.
Yeah, and in the show, it's because the world has gotten warmer. The mushrooms are now able to be stronger, and so
fucking global warming.
Yeah, so and it's like, and honestly, it's things like this that like, and maybe it's because I'm a writer, and maybe it's because I'm a reader. Like that kind of shit matters to me. Like why you would choose like a global warming versus like what is it like in Dawn when there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth. Like it's like, you know what I mean, like those sorts of like those nuances, and like they're all the dead people, like they come back from the grave to go to the mall, you know what I mean, like all those like nuances and shit like that to me is like such an important part of like storytelling and stuff like that. And like that whole basic
matters.
So when people start going like, oh no, they're all just zombie movies and fucking, I'm like, do you even art? That's what I feel like saying. Like, do you even like have like anything to you at all? Like, yes, I get it. Like, it's all like you can. It's the same blueprint for these movies, and it's just the nuances. But it's okay. It's okay to want nuance to matter. You know what I mean? Like,
I love that in Dawn of the Dead. I was just gonna say, I love that in Dawn of the Dead, dead people were walking to malls full of alive people, and now live people go to dead malls. Like we don't have.
I was just there.
All of our malls.
I was just there in November.
They're horrible.
I was just there in November. I got a hoodie from there, in the closet right there. I was gonna wear it if it got chilly, but it didn't. So I was at the Monroeville Mall. Shouts to my partner who I'm about to marry soon.
Oh shit!
She got a family out there in Western Pennsylvania, and we go there often. And we just went to the Monroeville Mall, and I wanted to go to the Night of the Living Dead museum, which they have in there, and it was fucking closed on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. It makes 0 sense. I was very upset, but then she bought me a hoodie and sent it to me. It was very exciting and like when I walked in the parking lot, nobody was there, right? Like I pretended, right? I had to run from zombies. It was great. It was wonderful. And then we watched Bones and All in the movie theater inside of the Monroeville Mall. So I got to people eating each other and shit. That was great.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah.
Bones and All is solid. It's a solid movie. But it's great.
Yeah.
Jonas, your copy of Rec, is it in Spanish language with English subtitles? Because I can't find that on any streaming platform. But yo hablo español, so I've watched it in Spanish several times.
Right. So
but on TV, they only got the dubs.
So no, the one that I have is the Scream Factory box set, and the Scream Factory box set has the dubbed versions and the subtitled versions.
Oh, sweet! Because I've been trying to find, I haven't been able to watch it with my partner because she doesn't speak Spanish, and I refuse to watch the dub version. So
the dub version's trash.
Yeah,
absolute trash.
So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to buy a Blu-ray player first, and then maybe talk to you about lending it to me.
All right.
What are the scores? I'll get out of here after these scores. Ryan, Graham,
I got 17, right?
You have a total of 4 points. You had 3 right and 2 steals. Good effort. Jonas, you had 3 right, 2 steals. That gives you also 4 points.
Oh, shit.
You came out strong. But then, Graham, buddy, you got 4 right, 3 steals.
All that training I did today.
It's that fucking coffee weed, man.
Yeah. Woo. I also actually took a bath bomb, like a cannabis bath bomb yesterday. It turned into like moss, but it was pretty rad.
I just had this image in my mind of you taking a bath with cannabis. The rapper.
The rapper?
Cannabis. I was like, that sounds dope. That sounds like you guys like sitting like nothing like creepy or anything. Just you guys like sitting on either ends of the bathtub and like and you know what I mean? Like,
just high as fuck, having a conversation about Cannabis's career.
It's very interesting.
And then every once in a while he just be like, "Yeah, Dipset."
Right. Eliel, you think you can handle the Sinister Six?
Hey, I was applauding for you because you won.
Oh, thank you.
You got the
Yay.
applause.
Amazing.
I have been thinking about this since I heard the first podcast that I heard of yours.
All right.
And I was like, because Graham's been on my podcast, E&T Phone Home. It's E&T Phone Home with my best friend Tavon Gonzalez. Graham has been on maybe 15 times. I'm not exaggerating. Last time we spoke about Infinity Pool, we went to Nighthawk. There was a staff screening. Nobody else was there. It was the three of us sitting down, just watching this movie, and then we walked back to my place and we recorded an episode. It was a fun episode. So, listeners of Another Goddamn Horror Podcast, please come over to E&T Phone Home and check us out. Thank you.
Dude, it's so much fun over there. I have a blast every time.
Welcome.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Freddie or Jason?
Ooh, I thought about this a lot. For a while, I was like, fuck both of them. But I got to tell you, I remember when I was a kid and I watched Freddy and I got scared. But that's not my only answer. My real answer is New Nightmare Freddy. That's favorite Freddy. New Nightmare Freddy is the best Freddy. Fight me.
That's a great answer.
That great.
I'm not on Twitter, by the way.
Specific, too. I love that. Yeah. You went for like a specific. That's great.
Because looking back on it, the rest of it is cartoony, but New Nightmare Freddy holds up because because it's in the real world. And when he broke through to our world, now the stakes are different. Mm-hmm. And it still gives me chills when I watch it. Yeah.
It's when Freddy went back to being scary.
Yep.
Yeah. That's so rad. What's the difference between thriller and horror?
One is a genre, the other is a classification. Horror in itself is a full-ass genre. Thriller is a classification of movies that can fit into any genre. You can have a comedy thriller, you can have a horror thriller, you can have a drama thriller. Now, in the 90s and in the 80s, the quote-unquote thriller was what was selling well, so Blockbuster, I guess, made it into a genre, quote-unquote. It's not a real genre. Horror is a genre. Thriller can exist within horror, and it can exist without it.
I love that.
Yeah, that's a great answer.
Hell yeah.
It's all about marketing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well thought out. What horror movie influenced your taste the most?
The Lost Boys.
Ooh.
Great answer.
My cousin showed it to me before I saw any horror movie. My cousin showed it to me. And I remember that men wore makeup.
That is true.
They do.
Before I had a language for my gender or lack thereof, as a non-binary person, before I had a language for that, I remember that I loved that. And I loved a dude playing saxophone with holy oil smeared my body on the beach. Why do I know it's holy oil? Because I read the comic book, which told me that he's actually a vampire hunter himself, and the chains and the glistening they're all weapons.
That's awesome.
Amazing.
So
he's still touring as that dude.
Sexy sax, man.
Yeah.
Sexy sax.
Didn't he was on the Gunship song, wasn't he?
Yep.
So cool.
Also, as a side note, that motherfucker's hard to get a hold of because I've been trying to get him on the show for a while now.
I bet. All right. If you could erase one movie from existence, what would it be?
Why one?
I love you, Chaos Demon.
There are catalogs. That I would erase, really. And none of them are sequels, because I think bad sequels are a rite of passage, right? Sure. I think anytime, this, and I've practiced, right? I've practiced these questions, and this is always the one.
This is always the hard one.
Yeah, it is. If I could just see, it's hard not to find something good in everything and say, "Oh, I'll keep that because of this." But not really. Really, a house of 1,000 corpses. Let's get the fuck that one out of here. Yeah. And maybe if that movie never happens, he doesn't
exactly.
have confidence.
There you go.
There it is.
This is what I wish, actually. My wish is specific. I wish that they made the movie and the studio decided that they wouldn't release it and the studio owned it. So every actor and tradesperson got paid for it. But But Rob Zombie had to sit on his ass knowing that he will never be able to show it to people.
That's my favorite answer for anything ever.
Yeah.
All right. Are ghosts real?
Yes and no, and I don't know.
And
really,
it's fair.
Also a fantastic answer.
It's Shakespeare, right? There are more things between heaven and earth than we could dream up in our philosophy. It's like, do they exist? I can't tell somebody who saw a ghost. I've never seen one. Let me say that. Or I've never known that I've seen one, but I can't tell somebody else that their experience ain't real just because I ain't experienced it yet. You know,
Right.
like I haven't tasted a lot of foods. I don't mean they don't exist.
Right.
That would be a weird thing to be like, all right, Middle Eastern food doesn't exist. I've never had tikka.
That's
that?
not
Like,
a thing.
that would be weird as hell.
I remember I was bartending next to this bar. So back in my drinking days, I would bartend in one bar and then the neighbor bar, right? I would buddy up with them and we'd exchange shots. So you do a cigarette break, you pop into that bar, you do a shot. That way you're never drinking at work, right? Get it?
Mhm.
I did that. I remember one time I ran into the bar, High Dive. Shouts to High Dive. And I'm like, yo, Jesus Christ of America I'm like so fucking tired. I'm slammed over there. Can I get a shot? And then this woman from the side goes, let me ask you a question. Do you believe in abortions? And I was like, what? Believe in them? They happen. They exist. I don't understand. Not believing in something doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So,
Right.
Ghost, sure,
Now
why not?
I want to run around with like a blurry photograph of like just a plate and it's kind of food and it'd be like, this is Indian food, but you can't tell, like it's all blurry and be like, yeah, I've never even heard of that. Be like, no, you can see like,
Dude,
a whole conspiracy of like all these Bigfoot-esque pictures of like just regular cuisine from other countries.
I had an ignorant friend that was like, Ethiopian food doesn't exist, and then I had him try it, and then he was like, I fucking love Ethiopian food now.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
it's like his favorite shit now.
And you're gonna lick your fingertips when you're done, motherfucker.
Goddamn right you do. You got to eat it with bread. You don't even get utensils. You eat the fucking bread.
With your fingers. If you notice, when African people do it, they never dirty they don't dirty past the first ridge.
Yep.
Like whenever anybody who's not from Africa, like like it's coming home with me and my clothes. You know, I'm gonna have some of that shit on my shirt.
All right, last one.
Oh shit!
Midsummer or Hereditary? Yeah, I thought
I already
you might.
said that shit. Midsummer because I love that movie. Because I love that
me
movie.
too.
And because Hereditary was like bleak, 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 bleak. It was great, right? But it was just like bleak, 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 bleak. Midsummer was like, look at this beautiful ceremony. And people die. Beautiful. Amazing. Everybody who died in that movie deserved it. That movie has a happy ending. Florence Pugh's smile at the end of that film is the most gorgeous thing. That's when I fell in love with Flojo, you know? Like, Flo Pugh. Flo Pugh? Whatever. You know? Like, I loved her from... That was a tough year for her, too. Like, she was heavy in that year, right? Like, she started with Fighting With My Family, wrestling movie, was dope. Hit us with Midsummer, and then at the end of the year, capped it off. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
didn't I? One of those.
Yeah.
Graham, I got that same one for you for Christmas 2 years ago, Graham.
Graham's got it too.
Did you give it to him?
No, I got it.
No, Graham's got his too. This one's mine. Yeah.
No, but it's such a perfect movie. You know, the last movie that
one of my favorites
trilogy was Little Women. Right? That was a year. 3 movies: Fighting With My Family, Midsummer, Little Women. It's a perfect movie. I've watched it so many times. And this summer in July, Nighthawk would do something called a film feast, right? Well, you know, we're dining in movie theater. You can eat there. So for film feast, you pay a lot of money, right? But it's a prefix, and the prefix drops right at specific points in the movies. And the drinks and the food have something to do with what's happening on the screen, and it's in conversation with it completely. I'm so excited I'm going to get to work on that because I'm going to make some dope-ass mushroom cocktails.
Hell yeah, that's rad.
Just as long as you don't serve people like lemonade with period blood in it or whatever it was that dude got in the middle of his. He was just like, what is this? This is weird.
True. I forgot about that. And that just gave me a great idea for a cocktail.
There you go.
Well, awesome. All right. You want to do some recommendations and roll on out of here? We really do appreciate you dropping on here and
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
being
this
a
was
fan.
super fun.
Super
I'm
fun.
glad this worked out. I had a great time with y'all, and I would love to have y'all on the podcast. Jonas, you live here, so if you would ever like to come over to this side of Brooklyn and sit with me and Tavon, who I love, who's my best friend, and I can't forget his name while I'm recording something else on somebody else's podcast. Yeah, if you want to come on, jump on. We feed our guests. You know, you'll get some tacos or tamales or some shit. It would be great.
Do it.
And Jonas,
anytime.
Jonas, when you're around, when you come back around, please. I still haven't done. Ryan. Sorry, Brian. Yeah. When you're in Brooklyn, let us know. I still haven't done a remote interview, so I'm scared that I can't get it to work, even though you just showed me that I can.
Yeah. All right. But no, for sure. I'd love to. I'm actually really needing to go out there. Cool. Graham, what do you got?
What do I have? Oh, okay. I watched the Aqua Teen Forever Plantasm movie.
Oh,
that shit was so much fun. Like, I love Aqua Teen Hunger Force. It's just so ridiculous. And I started watching I missed like the last like 6 seasons. I didn't even know it kept going. But I think they just kept changing the name randomly and the intro, and now it's like Aqua Teen Forever. It's weird. It was Aqua Teen Show for a little bit. Anyway, I love that show. The movie is very, very good. It's Aqua Teen Hunger Force. And for music, Fucked Up's new record, One Day, is unreal. And I feel like they almost did a disservice to the album by saying that they just did this in one day. Because like they did 24 hours and they like went in and just wrote and recorded this fucking album. And it's epic and brilliant and huge and some of the most fun that Fucked Up has been in a long time. They're one of the greatest fucking bands right now. So yeah, Fucked Up, Day One, and Aqua Teen.
Nice.
Jonas.
So I don't have any music this week, but I do have 2 movie recommendation things. Both of them are on Tubi. The first one is The Voices with Ryan Reynolds, because it's fucking great. If you've never seen it, it's one of his underwatched movies. And he's done a bunch of interviews saying that he loved working on the movie and that he wishes more people saw it. And I agree with him, because it's hilarious and it's fucking great. It's also got like Anna Kendrick in like one of her first performances, and like it's super dark horror comedy. He talks to severed heads in his refrigerators, and he also talks to a cat that has a Scottish accent and is the foulest of foul mouths. It's amazing. So yeah, The Voices, and then also the entire Masters of Horror series is on Tubi. And if you have not fucked with the Masters of Horror series, you need to, because all of them are good. There's not one of those that's shitty. Like, there's definitely some that are better than others, but as a whole, all of them are good. And they're from all sorts of legendary directors. So that entire thing is on Tubi. So
awesome.
Definitely check those out.
Oh boy, Ryan, I'm struggling a little bit on what to suggest. The last podcast on the left, Wreck of the Essex, is a pretty cool story. It's a pretty cool 3-part story that I would suggest, just because those like whaling dudes were like stuck at sea for like 9 months or something like that in small little boats, and they ate each other and stuff like that. So that's always like really fascinating. To hear, that sort of like things always kind of stokes me out. I'm listening to a lot of Wisdom in Chains again. They're such a great hardcore band, and they're like just like the perfect hardcore band, and I love them so much. And otherwise, I don't have like anything like really like prolific. I'm actually, you know what? I'm actually gonna do it. I'm reading right now. I'm not done with it, but I am reading Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby, and he's rad. It's trying to read 12 books this year, and this is the one that I have chosen for this month. He is a Black author, and it's a Southern noir crime thriller sort of thing, and it's on the top of a lot of notable book lists, and it's well deserved. So I would suggest Razorblade Tears.
Nice.
Real quick on mine, I also wanted to say, as like a general recommendation, anybody that's a hip hop fan, get yourself reacquainted with De La Soul.
Oh yeah. Rest in peace.
Yeah. So I feel like there's a lot of people that kind of slept on them for too long, and unfortunately, tragedy makes us remember things and be like, oh fuck, they were actually great. So yeah. Get yourself reacquainted with them, with their whole discography.
And you won't be able to find it on any streaming services, but you can find it for free. So that was their decision, was to make it free.
Yep.
And that you could just download it and own it all. And that's what they've done. So
Yep.
There's a few albums you can get now on streaming. You can get 3 Feet High and Rising, which is one of their dopest albums. After shit.
That shit was mind blowing.
Mm-hmm. High and Rising and De La Soul is Dead is like 2 of the best records ever.
Yep.
All right.
Graham's turn. Oh wait,
Graham, no, we already got ours, man. It's time for you. You got to recommend some shit now.
All right, I'm gonna do 2 movies and 2 albums.
Okay.
All right.
I didn't want to bring horror here because you guys got that covered. What I wanted to do is bring stuff that I feel like is horror adjacent, gives you that feeling inside, even though it's like about technically quote unquote real life shit. First movie is Tar, mostly because Graham refused to watch it when I was trying to recommend it to him. But I gotta say, this movie does have like all these, it's directed by Todd Field, stars Cate Blanchett, is nominated for an Oscar, whatever. But the movie has a lot of horror aspects in it. It makes you feel like a fucking ride inside of you. It evoked a lot of the stuff. And there's one scene in it towards the end where I was like, holy shit, that shit is rad. So yeah, watch Tar, because why not? There is a movie that I want to say called Shiva Baby. I love Shiva Baby. Shiva Baby was directed by Emma Seligman. I don't know how to say your name, Emma, but you're a dope director. So this movie's about this girl who has a sugar daddy, right? Mm-hmm. And then she got to go to Shiva, which is like, everybody know what Shiva is? Mm-hmm. It's a morning ritual. It's a Jewish morning ritual.
Yeah.
So she got to go to Shiva. Somebody, her family died. When she gets to Shiva, sugar daddy's there with his wife, and he works for her dad. And she ain't know none of that. And then you just have to live with her. And the whole movie takes place in that Shiva. And the way they use the score, the way they use fucking close-ups, the tension in that shit is so tight. So tight that I inside of my body, I felt the way I felt when I watch horror movies.
Nice.
For music, I want to recommend Bartees Strange, Bartees, last name Strange. He got this dope album that came out 2022 called Farm to Table. It's really great. Has a lot of influences everywhere, and he just blends them together, and I really dig his music. Also, I did the thing last week. Well, the tax man gave me some of my money back, so I went to Rough Trade, which is not a place I should go unattended.
You and me both.
Ryan, I understand. So I picked up this record without knowing what it was. It's called a Bebo Sound Machine. I don't know anything about them. I haven't Googled them yet, but I've listened to this fucking record 5-6 times. It's a fucking fire record. It's called Electricity by a Bebo Sound Machine. IBIBIO Sound Machine. And that's what I got. Thank you.
Fuck yeah.
Awesome.
Way to kill it. Well, thanks so much for joining us. We really do appreciate you. What's the name of your podcast one more time so they can all hear you?
Thank you very much. My podcast is ENT Phone Home. That's E&T Phone Home, like ET. You get it?
Yep. ENT Phone.
We talk about a bunch of shit, not just horror, but we do talk about horror. We're about to start a Vengeance series where we're going to talk about different Vengeance movies, and we're going to focus a little bit on Park Chan-wook and his
nice.
Vengeance trilogy, and just
You
a bunch of
can't-
other shit.
Yeah, you can't not. Also, I would suggest beyond his Vengeance trilogy, I would also suggest his Vengeance vignette in what's the name of that? What's the name of that anthology movie? He has also another Vengeance piece in the Three Extremes. So go watch the Three Extremes, and it's Japanese. It's a Japanese. It's from Japan. It's I'm seriously, I'm dying here. Tsuki Miyake, and I forget who the Chinese director is, and then he's the Korean director, and it's the Three Extremes. It's 3 different versions of that, and yep, and it's another Vengeance chunk because it was right in the middle of his whole deal. That whole conversation is very much in my wheelhouse. So,
let's talk about that.
All right,
about this movie.
Yeah,
I'll do it over Zoom.
Yeah.
Also, if you guys haven't fucked with the movie Revenge from Coraline Fargo, it's a French movie.
Yeah. I'm gonna tattoo that fucking beer can on my chest one day. You know, I'm
Yeah.
That was good. And I want to try some of them drugs.
Movie. Dude.
Oh, I want those drugs so bad. I want to try those drugs. I don't drink alcohol, but I like drugs.
Yeah. That's probably my favorite